How's everybody doing today? My name is Alan Roberts. This is a very weird video to do. First of all, my deepest condolences go out to the family and loved ones of this fitness influencer from Russia who, and I can't help but just be as blunt as possible, ate himself to death on purpose because he didn't understand what he was trying to say to people. And I know that sounds super harsh because dude's dead, but dude ate himself to death because he didn't understand what he was fucking doing. He's coined himself as a fitness influencer and even encouraged his fans to do the same thing he was, which was eating 10,000 calories a day to try to put on 50 pounds so he could then show his fans how easily he could get it off. Now, again, trying super hard to not be disrespectful to this person that ate themselves to death on purpose because they didn't understand what was going on with their body. It's not even deniable at this point. That's the really hard part about this for me, is that this is just crazy. His name was Dmitry Noyazen, and he is a 30-year-old coach from Orenburg, which is in Russia, I'm assuming. He's a Russian fitness influencer, and he was putting a challenge out to his audience that he began a marathon challenge where he consumed an extreme diet of nearly 10,000 calories per day, primarily in high-fat, high-sugar fast foods like burgers, pizzas, pastries, and dumplings with mayonnaise. His goal was to rapidly gain approximately 25 kilograms over 50 pounds. It's 55 pounds, you fucks. You can't even do the fucking calculation. And then publicly lose the weight to demonstrate the effectiveness of his new weight loss program. After several weeks, he gained about 30 pounds in several weeks. He reportedly began feeling unwell, no shit, and canceled training sessions, telling his friends he intended to see a doctor, and then died in his sleep from a suspected cardiac arrest. So I'm not a doctor. I just beat them in debates all the time. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of... I don't know. You're talking, is the issue with streaming on my end? I don't have an issue. I appear to be very clear on my end. But here's why this is really stupid. First of all, gaining that much weight very quickly, he does not look, as you can tell by the thumbnail, like a very large guy. 30 pounds for him is very likely. 55 pounds would have been very, very, very likely well over 20% of his body mass. Well over, probably closer to 30, let's see, probably 25% of his body mass. Like that's a lot to gain very, very rapidly. There's this, like, your body can't, it's the same thing. If people lose weight too rapidly, a lot of times when people lose weight, like lose weight, their body ends up with too much blood in it because it takes a while for your body to produce and filter out stuff. So that's one thing. Plus, to eat that much of very, very, very highly inflammatory foods, like, you're asking to die. Like, this man asked to die. And the worst part about this is he was telling his audience to do so also. Like, he was saying, hey, all of you, please go do this stuff. Like, I saw several articles where he was saying that you can sign up until such and such to join the challenge. What fucking challenge was this? Like, did nobody that knows anything, did he surround himself with complete know-nothings about this? This was accidental suicide via food. It's super tragic, and again, I'm trying to be as respectful as I can, but this was death by stupidity. What would you think would happen? And all because your claim was, I'll show you how I can gain weight and then lose it. I think that's the dumbest shit I've ever seen people do. There was that one guy that did, like, fit to fat to fit. Like, that doesn't mean that your fucking program works. You realize that, morons? Like, you are artificially inflating your lifestyle that you have currently lived likely for a very long fucking time. You are artificially, temporarily inflating it. You will be like likely relieved to go back to it. Like you will be very likely relieved that you get to stop gluttoning yourself with 10,000 calories in a day. You will feel almost instantaneously better because you have, through years and years and years of time, developed, your fullness cues. Your body is used to your glucose levels in your blood, those sorts of things. This is really dumb for any fitness influencer to think that I can artificially gain a bunch of weight real quick and then show people how well my program works by losing it. That's fucking dumb. That's not actual real weight. That does not prove you can help the average person who has trouble with weight at all, because you are not the person that has trouble with weight if you have to artificially inflate to gain weight normally. Like, it's just, it goes beyond the realm of logic to think that this would be a good thing. Like, if you've never had trouble with food, if you've never had that little food demon on your right shoulder saying, eat that cake, eat that pie, you can have seconds, you can have thirds, who cares? Just live a little. Unless you've had the food noise and the food demon and stuff like that, you don't have reference. And I'm not saying that that people like that can't help other people lose weight. I am not saying that, because knowledge is knowledge. And if you've never been fat before and you know your shit, I have no issues with you trying to help people lose weight at all. I don't want anybody to think that. But if you're so fucking dumb to think that you're going to inflate your own body weight, by artificially gorging yourself for in an extreme way for a short period of time, somebody should have stepped in and said, hey, maybe you don't know enough about this shit to be doing this shit. This is, one, dangerous for you, but extremely dangerous for his audience. I wonder how many people in his audience of very low IQ actually did this and now can't stop binging because they had their binge eating disorder under control, things like that. Like, I wonder what that is. Like, I wonder how we got there. Food demon is correct because gluttony is a sin. No shit, it's like a food demon. I mean, I'm not religious, so anyway, but I just don't understand how nobody in this man's life stepped in. Like, he was being cheered on, from what I understood, So if you give me a second, we're going to look him up. This is tragic. I mean, it's tragic, but it's also like how people in his life did not recognize this was going to be this way is strange to me. Let's see. Was this him? Now, this is just all the stuff about him dying, basically. It's all in Russian, too, so I'm not sure what the... Russian trainer 30 dies of heart attack after a 10,000 calorie a day fast food challenge. He ate cakes, burgers, pizzas, and dumplings to rapidly grow his weight for a fitness transformation. Dumb. Just fucking dumb. Just seriously dumb. He's lucky he didn't end up with some sort of intestinal blockage too, something like that. I feel bad for him and his family, but I also feel that, somebody that cared about this motherfucker should have stepped in. Like, because this is, I'm so beside myself with this. I can't believe we're here in 2026 where fitness people think this good. Now, don't get me wrong. Most of the fitness industry does not know what the fuck they're talking about especially when it comes to food behaviors, lifestyle, and weight loss. Now, a lot of them know, like, the science says this, and I know that too. Like, the science says this about weight loss, the science says that about weight loss. Yes, but weight loss, weight gain, that's where science meets behavior too. And I also think that the mental health industry doesn't know fuck all about eating disorders, because eating disorders have never been more prevalent. We've never had more mental health. You're obviously not doing your job. It's like the same thing, like, well, you should trust your doctor. Like, we've never been sicker as a population, and doctors used to recommend people fucking smoke. I'm going to pass on trusting an industry that is historically corrupt and doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, and mostly financed in education by pharma. I'll pass, right? But the same thing with fitness can be to the point where unless you truly like take it upon yourself to learn, understand, know the science and the behaviors behind things, it can be extremely dangerous for even the people that are involved, right? So I wish I had something better to say about this today. Like I wish I didn't. This wasn't like the thing that was sent to me the most. But I think people were looking for me to say the thing that most people aren't going to say. But this dude killed himself accidentally with food. Uh, I mean, it was. I'm sure it was not on purpose. I'm sure he did not want to die. I'm sure he wanted the serious accolades of gluttoning himself to 55 pounds bigger, and then losing the weight and thinking he could make money off that shit. I'm sure that's what he wanted. I'm sure this was an accident. But what the fuck are you doing? For all anybody knows, they said heart attack. That could happen through so many things. He could have thrown an embolism. He like literally just could have gone into congestive heart failure because he had so much inflammation forming in his body. He from the pictures I saw of him, and I'm not going to pull his pictures up because again, I'm trying to be as respectful as possible. But to the people in his life, what the fuck were you doing? Like you didn't think this was bad? Like, you didn't think this was a bad thing? 10,000 fucking calories a day? 10,000 of burgers and cakes and cookies and shit like that. Like, he had to have felt like just complete fucking shit. Like, constantly. I don't understand why anybody would do that to themselves besides the fact that social media makes people stupid and fitness influencers are like a dime a fucking dozen. Like, don't get me wrong, most people consider me a fitness influencer too. I'm really kind of a lifestyle, coach more than an influencer because, it's not like they let me influence anything. But this is fucking crazy. Like truly, truly, truly bad. So, one of the things I did when I lost all the weight, when I lost over 100 pounds, is I wrote a book about it called "Fuck Being Fat: Solve Your Weight Problems One Withdrawal from Method Willpower." And then we followed that up with Beyond Willpower, the hunger management method. And of course, the latest version of the latest book we've put out, not I, but we've put out, is called Hunger Free and Happy. And the evolution of it is, I was teaching myself as we were going along. Like I did everything on my own. Crystal and I made me lose the weight. I did not monetize that shit. I did not even really talk about it that much until the weight was gone. I would show myself weigh in. And then I would show, like, I told people that I was going to lose X amount of weight in X amount of time, right? But I waited until it was done, and I had then started writing, "Fuck Being Fat: Solve Your Weight Problems Once and For All from Method Willpower." But then, after a couple of years of coaching and us learning more about that sort of thing, that's when we wrote the Hunger Management Method, because Crystal figured out that the best way to control binging is to make sure that you stay pretty satiated. So we focus on, in our coaching, satiation, satisfaction. We do appropriate fitness level activity. We build a lifestyle for a person that they like, because that's the thing. You need to like it, because you are going to gravitate towards the things that you like to do, that are easier to do. And we try to show people in our coaching that the easier thing is to maintain your health. Like, it's harder to lose weight, yes, but as you build a healthier lifestyle, it's another reason why we coach them over time too. It's not like, hey, here's your 1,200 calorie diet when you're a 250-pound man, and make sure you run 5 miles today, and I am a genius, you're going to lose weight. Like, no shit, you're going to lose weight because you're going to be miserable, but that weight will come right back on because you're not going to keep that lifestyle. Like, in order to truly lose weight and keep it off, you need to like the lifestyle you end up with. You can't, just do an artificial diet that you fucking hate, because eventually that diet's going to be over, and then you're going to go back to the old lifestyle that seems easier for you because you haven't spent the time building a newer lifestyle, right? And that's just, like silliness to me, right? Like, that's why we prefer to do it over a period of time. We just take a person's lifestyle and we just twist it just a little bit. Like, okay, let's focus on your hydration this week. Let's really, really kill it. And hydration, by the way, for all of you out there, I might as well treat this like a consult, but hydration is the key. Whenever you feel out of sorts, whenever you feel like, the binging coming on, whenever you feel like, wow, this weekend got away from me and my habits got fucked up, always start back at hydration, because hydration is the best bang for your buck. Hydration helps you, being properly hydrated helps you sleep. It helps manage cortisol levels. It helps manage your stress levels. It helps with to get rid of inflammation, bodily toxins, everything like that. If you ingest a lot of fluid, also like I do, close to 2 gallons a day, make sure you're getting your electrolytes in there too. But you always fall back. That is the 365-day a year habit, is you should get your hydration. We do suggest that if you are at a healthy weight, you take in an ounce of fluid per pound of your body mass. Non-alcoholic beverage, coffee counts, tea counts, water counts, obviously. But we try to make it so the person is plenty hydrated. If you're 400 pounds, I don't suggest you try to get 400 ounces of fluid in. If you're 5'9", I suggest your maximum ideal weight would likely be 185 pounds, somewhere in there. And that's with a decent amount of muscle mass on you. However, if you're 400 pounds and lose weight to a healthy weight and you weigh 185 pounds, you'll probably actually only weigh 165 pounds, because you'll probably have 20 pounds of loose skin on you. But make sure you stay properly hydrated. Like, at the very least, get what the maximum of what you should get per ounce of ideal body weight. And always fall back on that. Like, try to get 75% of it in before midday. And the reason why we have people do that is because if you get 75% of it in before midday, then you aren't going to be getting up and going to the bathroom nonstop. And one of the ways we have people do this is, okay, if you have to drink, for your ideal body weight, it's 150 ounces. You try to drink, a good 100 ounces, 105 ounces is what 75% would be. And that leaves you with 45 ounces. And then 20 of those ounces, you can use the 75-20-20 protocol at your largest meal that you have the most time for. And that is a way to manage your portion sizes, manage the pace of your eating, because almost everybody we've ever coached that has a problem with food, all of us eat too fast. So when you practice this 75-20-20 protocol, which is what we call it, where you plate up your normal amount of food on your plate, you eat 75% of it, you drink 20 ounces of water, and then you talk to your family, or you wait for 20 minutes. Even like, we're even coming up with something that has a little timer on there for 20 minutes. And then you assess how hungry you are at the end of that 20 minutes. If you're still hungry, go ahead and eat some more of the food. If you're not, you put it up and you could possibly eat it later as a snack because you intended on eating on it anyway. It's not an exercise in getting yourself hungry. It's just an exercise in, 1, teaching you how to eat slower, and 2, on how to check to see if your portion sizes are a little too big. It's a fabulous habit to stay into once you even lost the weight. I still do this every day at my main meal. And the reason why I do it is helps me, 1, eat slower, because I will still just gravitate towards piling food in my mouth. But secondly, it helps make sure that my portion sizes stay where they should, instead of growing a little bit over time. And especially for people like me that no longer touch the scale. I haven't weighed myself in a long time. I just go by what the mirror says and how I feel. And I do take a waist measurement. Mine's 28.5 right now. This 75-20-20 protocol that we've come up with helps keep your portion sizes and your eating pace in check. Add to that, so now you have those two things. Add to that, then you just try to really understand the amount of ultra-processed food you're taking in. If you can do these couple things, hydrate really well, make sure you slow down your eating process and manage your portion sizes, and avoid ultra-processed foods whenever possible, have a maximum, and I mean maximum, of 10% of your weekly calories come from ultra-processed food. I prefer you do 5. The average American does 65. And that's true, right? So if you would do just those few things, your lifestyle will be getting fairly normalized. You'll get back to it you'll get back to a healthier lifestyle pretty quickly. Gaining weight by eating a ton of ultra-processed food is incredibly bad for you. Ultra-processed foods are a huge part of the problem. And I know everybody's going to throw in seed oils and everything like that. It's all of them. Processed sugar is an addictive substance that we market to children in America. It's wild, but it is an addictive substance, and it gets people addicted. And then you have the ultra-processed foods that are literally scientifically engineered to hit what these scientists call the bliss point. And that's so it hits the dopamine reactors in your brain that cause you basically to want more of it. They cause you to want more, even if it is deleterious to your life, meaning like you start losing mobility, you start getting chronic illness, you'll still want more and more of it because it's an addiction. And we in America just don't seem to want to admit that a vast majority of the population is addicted to ultra-processed foods. And I mean addicted to them. The thought concept that you should wake up and eat something that has the word cake in it is insane. Pancakes, cupcakes, all these things, donuts, they're all cake. Like you're not even eating real food. You're eating ultra processed food like products. I mean, it's just, it's not food. It's not actual food. There is things you can eat just for enjoyment. And that's how ultra processed food like products should be looked at. Things that you eat just for enjoyment, they should make up, like I said, preferably, 5% of your total weekly calories, 10% if you're pushing it. Anything more, and you are hurting yourself. You are putting yourself in a constant state of inflammation. It's wild to me that people don't realize how sickly they are. So I saw a guy's video this morning, I believe it was. All the time runs together in the ADHD brain, but he was talking about how he hadn't eaten any processed sugar before Thanksgiving for like 2 months, and then enjoyed some donuts and cake and stuff like that on Thanksgiving, and said he woke up the next day literally feeling like death. And then he had realized, like, oh my God, that is because of what I ate. Like, and that is actually a positive thing, because then it builds a positive association in his brain with staying away from ultra processed foods. But in reality, if you just do those few things, which is one of the things we help with coaching, which, by the way, I should share the 6-month link to our coaching. Let me get it for you. This is our 6-month Cyber Monday deal. We're just continuing it on for through the holidays. And we will have a big sale coming up for the people on the app, because we are about to launch something completely new and amazing. And we want to give you guys an opportunity to take advantage. But you can join our coaching today. Daily communication, weekly video conferences, and we help coach you to these lifestyle changes, including hydration, sleep, stress relief, appropriate fitness level activity, managing your binge eating disorder, trying to make it so that you don't feel like you're on a diet. We have this saying, like we talk to our clients all the time, if you feel like you're on a diet, we have to take a step back and evaluate what we did, because that's just not healthy. Like those sorts of things. So what this young man did that ended his life was just not intelligent. It was not founded in any type of intelligence whatsoever. It was extremely, extremely unhealthy in its inception. And I don't understand, again, how any of his peers didn't say something. And somebody in the comments section of this video that, like, we're talking about in the live comment section, pointed out that, like, he was following another Russian influencer who had done this a bunch of times, like gained a bunch of weight a bunch of times. Like, that's fucking... It's just insane. And somebody said there's another here it is. There's another famous Russian fitness influencer who gained and lost 30 kilograms 3 times. I guess he took inspiration from that. That does not mean that your program works for other people that did not artificially inflate their weight. If you artificially inflate your weight, and it's the same thing, like, okay, so how about I do this? How about I eat 500 calories a day for 2 months, right? And work out on top of it. I will probably lose like a lot of weight. It will be ugly. I will look like I just escaped a prison camp, right? And then if I would do that and then all of a sudden start eating again, feeding my body, going back for weight gain, first of all, it would fuck up my relationship with food horribly. And that's why I suggest you don't do it. But that would not mean that I know how to teach people how to bulk up from being skinny. That would not mean that I should coach people to bulking up from being skinny, because if I artificially thin myself, I will not necessarily know how to, like, I'm not saying I wouldn't be able to coach people with that. I'm saying that doesn't mean I'm good at it. Like, if I lose fucking 50 pounds and end up weighing like 135 fucking pounds and look like a shriveled fucking raisin, and then all of a sudden I gain back the 50 pounds, that doesn't mean I can help you gain 50 pounds, especially of muscle. That's ignorant. It's completely devoid of common sense. That is me artificially lowering my weight and then bringing it back to what I kind of live at right now. That doesn't mean I can help you gain 50 pounds of muscle. Like, that's just ignorant. It's stupid. And I could very well die doing that. 135 pounds would be very, very, very thin for me, for somebody with my shoulder structure and stuff like that. It would ruin my relationship with food. I would probably, if I would survive the weight loss, I would probably end up weighing 300 pounds again, because once I would start eating after starving myself, I would probably have a very hard time stopping. And I am very honest with everybody about that shit too. Like, just so everybody grasps where this is at. I am not just a just the coach and everything like that. Like, I am my wife's first client, and my wife Crystal is an amazing genius fitness individual, and she's the one who figured out the hunger management method and then transitioned over to Hunger Free and Happy. She is the one that we started counting my days of binging with. By the way, 1,786 as of today. We plan out all of our indulgences. For instance, we have one planned out for this December 12th for Taylor Swift's documentary. I can't wait to watch it. It's something my wife and I like to watch together. Like, things like that. Like, we've figured out these methods to help us out because I was the first client, right? And I've added, obviously, I add the science and stuff like that to it because I love doing that kind of research, but it's common sense that she has led us down this path, right? So I just think that people need to understand that when you have a fitness influencer that's going to, profess these sorts of things, that like, hey, I'm going to gain 50 pounds so I can show you how to lose 50 pounds. You losing that 50 pounds that you artificially inflated yourself would never, ever, ever translate to a fat person trying to lose 50 pounds, right? If you've been 250 pounds for a long time and you can't seem to get under 250 pounds, and this dude is 200 pounds, gains 50 pounds, he is not the person that would have been able to help you to lose 50 fucking pounds. He gained it very differently than how you gained it. He had it on a lot differently than how you had it on. And he is going to, again, more than likely, since he's doing it in such a quick fashion, be relieved when he gets to start losing the weight. Right. Plus, there's also the factor that if you artificially, he knows what feeling fit and healthy feels like. Most people that weigh 250 pounds right now and have been 250 pounds for a long time, and plus they've been that weight for a long, long time. They don't even know what being thin or being healthy feels like. Right. They don't even know it. So it just doesn't translate well. Right. So I'll take any questions one more time. Here is where you can get the coaching special. Please do take us up on that offer. Limited spots available. Looking forward to working with all of you. It started as, I believe, a TLC show, and fit influencers started doing it afterwards. Stupid, just dumb. Janet, I ruined my relationship with food after doing 500 calories a day. It would be horrible. It would be horrible. I don't believe in fitness influencers, just like I don't take into account fat acceptance people. A lot of fitness influencers are extremely unhealthy in many ways, including lying about procedures. I agree. Not to mention that, but and this is just on a different note, most fitness influencers are big ass fucking pussies or stupid. If you are a fitness influencer and you did not come out in large opposition to lockdowns, masks, all that stupid shit in 2020, you either don't understand the science of fitness, or you're a coward. You didn't want, they literally closed down gyms. They were trying to end the fucking fitness industry, and most of them just sat on their fucking fingers, especially knowing that the healthier you are, the better chances you have with any upper respiratory virus. So fitness influencers, for the most part, are not worth a shit. Mark came out. Mark risked millions of dollars. Definitely knows his shit. There's a few others that came out and they know their shit. But very honestly, most of the fitness industry, they just kept doing their bicep curl videos, even when fucking crazy shit was going on, and never even discussed COVID or anything like that. There's a reason why we should be in the conversation with health, is because what we do as the fitness industry, what we do is health care. It is health maintenance. It is preventative health. What the healthcare industry does is sick care. And it's important that fitness influencers or fitness people or fitness professionals, however you want to fucking refer to us, it's important that you know your shit, especially the shit that you mainly talk about. Like, when it comes to obesity and weight loss, I know my fucking shit. I know my fucking shit. But when it comes to powerlifting, even though I lifted heavy fucking weight before, I don't coach nobody for powerlifting at all. I even have a female strong woman competitor as one of our clients, and we don't coach her the lifting. She does other stuff with that. We help her control her eating because she doesn't want to, she has binge eating disorder, and she doesn't want to let the want to be stronger negatively affect her. So I don't coach people for other stuff like that because I just don't, we used to have a 24-hour store, groceries, gas, Walmarts. Did the lockdown ever really end? Good point. Very good point. And people like you, Eric Berg and Dr. Lustig, I love Lustig's work. Lustig's work, but especially about his take on sugar. That's where a lot of my opinion formed off of sugar. Are the only ones who can be trusted because you are not bought by anyone. No shit. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Let's see. I might be back at 6 p.m. Eastern time tonight, but I am going to get running. I'm going to go cook some food for myself and my lovely wife. One more time, here is where you can get our coaching special. This is our Cyber Monday deal that we are just continuing on along a week after Cyber Monday. So please do check this out. It is $199.99 for 6 months worth of coaching. We can help you recover from the holidays, get through Christmas, recover from the holidays, and get your habits into a healthy realm. I hope to see you all there. My name is Alan Roberts. I'll see you at 6 p.m. Eastern time tonight, likely. Goddamn.